Voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
Welcome everyone to We Want Tables, our rebranded wrestling podcast. Eric is not here today, but with me I have two new podcasters. First off, Tino Rosales.
Yep.
And Austin Baggett. Welcome guys, thank you for coming.
Well, thanks for having us.
Glad to be here.
So, as our tradition with new podcasters, we have a question. First off, real fast, what got you into wrestling and who is your favorite wrestler? Tino.
Alright, so I got into wrestling because as a little kid, like that macho guy who just wants to do everything. Like I was born and raised on things like Power Rangers, just karate, and then by extension then, oh, look at this, oh, he's bleeding, oh, he's punching, that's fantastic. Is he flying? Yes, he's flying. Is his neck broken? Maybe. I'm watching that. And that was basically wrestling. Now that being said, favorite wrestler?
Was that all time or is that just current?
All time.
All time.
All time.
Now that's a really tough question because, I mean, like, of course there's The Undertaker. Can't ever argue against that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with The Undertaker. I mean, I could go with, like, the controversial one and go, what's his name? Chris Benoit? You remember him from way back when? Yeah, like, with what happened, like, when he ended up, but, I would have to say I'm a fan of his because when he did the rolling German suplexes, that was one of the first things I ever saw, and just up and down, it's just, this man is amazing. But with how it ended, it was just like, damn.
Yeah. True.
Alright.
Yeah, so, those would be it.
Awesome. How about you?
I got into wrestling as a kid, Attitude Era. Obviously, during the time, didn't understand that it was the Attitude Era.
Yeah. We just thought it was good TV.
Yeah, we just thought it was entertaining TV. I remember reenacting it on our play structure at the school we had. We tried to suplex each other off the roof onto, like, the wood chips.
There it is.
The amount of time we went to the nurse's office was just unending. I can't tell you.
How'd you get a wood chip in there?
I cannot tell you how many scars I have on my body from wood chips being pulled out of me. All-time wrestler, I would think I would have to go with Shawn Michaels. I mean, obviously a pure performance. His match with Razor Ramon, the ladder match, was still one of the all-time great matches. But, you know, his ability on the mic, you know, his cockiness, his ability to relate to the crowd is just a top-shelf performer at the end of the day. So I'd say all-time I'd have to go with Michaels.
Alrighty.
There we go.
Alright guys, so let's jump right into it. Our main topic of today is booking decisions.
Alright.
So I want to start it off with how the champion Seth Rollins has been booked. Austin, like, what is your opinion of, like, just how he's been booked overall?
Well, he's been booked correctly and incorrectly at the same time.
Okay.
Correctly is that he is being booked as a heel, and he's using heel and coward tactics to win. So in that sense, he is being booked correctly.
Right.
Incorrectly, though, he's being forced to lose so many matches that it takes away from his natural ability. Because the matches he puts on basically up until the last 20 seconds are fantastic.
Right.
And then the finishes are so weird and goofy that you're sitting there thinking, well, yeah, but that kind of ruins the match.
Yeah, it
really kind of
does.
ruins the experience. You know, when you watch Daniel Bryan, you know, in his win at WrestleMania, winning the championship, that ended happy. Everyone was happy.
Yeah.
Or you were really mad. Either way.
Well, I think the threat of rioting would have happened if he won, if he didn't win. Yeah.
Yeah, so either way, you want a solid emotion at the end of a pay-per-view. You want a solid emotion either way. You want to be upset or you want to be happy. End of WrestleMania, the issue. Rollins cashing in. A lot of people happy, a lot of people incredibly upset.
Yeah.
Fine.
Long story short, they felt something.
Yeah, they felt something.
Yeah.
If you leave a match or a pay-per-view with kind of a weird emotion in your heart, it ruins the product. It waters it down.
Right.
What's it called? Would you say weird emotion or just like confusion and like uncertainty? It's like you just feel unsatisfied?
So I think being unsatisfied is probably, you know, but not necessarily because, partially. Because once again, you watch the match, you're satisfied with the match. It's the ending that's weird and goofy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unsettling, maybe. Who knows?
I mean,
the word's around there somewhere.
The past couple pay-per-views, the dirty finishes we could all live with. I think it was the SummerSlam finish that just pissed us off. I was like, Jon Stewart, really? Like, that's how you want to book this?
Yeah. The WWE is always going to have... WWE is always going to have celebrities involved. Always, because they're a top-shelf product. You know, Stephen Amell in that match did a fantastic job.
He did, I was surprised.
Great to watch. Jon Stewart hosting, also fine, like they've done The Rock hosting in the past, and it works. Yeah. But having them involved in such a huge match is where the question mark kind of arrived for me on that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I feel.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dino.
I was gonna say, I feel like you could have them involved, just like kind of like take a step forward. But to do something like that, I mean, like they could just kind of play it off better. Just I don't know. When they start playing, I'll start thinking about it more. But yeah, just the fact that they would have someone who really doesn't feel involved with it, as in like you just like drew them in. It's like, oh, that's a big name. They'll have fun. We'll have fun. It'll be great. And then having them do, John Stewart or Stephen O, which was fantastic. So that's because he's like already the superhero.
Right.
So I don't know. It just feels kind of weird. There's a better word for it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, the explanation the following night on Monday Night Raw was okay, but
it saved it a little bit.
Saved it, but it's like that's either Rollins should have just won cleanly, or Cena takes the 16 title win.
Yeah.
Of course, he would have had the right over Ric Flair over that. But Ric Flair has been actually interviewed, and he said he wants Cena to surpass him. So I guess it's probably only a matter of time when he does.
Yeah. I mean, and it has to be against the right opponent.
It would have to be, yeah.
I mean, and as great as Rollins is, you don't have the old guard take the title from the new guard. It doesn't. It doesn't translate that way.
Yeah.
You always pass on old to new. So if Cena's going to take the title from anyone, it's going to have to be someone like Triple H or The Rock. Or someone who represents.
I don't want another Rock Cena.
No, I don't want another Rock Cena either. But it's that same level of the same ability, the same
from like a little
prestige.
Yeah. I mean, Rock Cena too. At least it was all about like countering their finishers, so it was okay to watch.
It's entertaining, and the smack talking in the ring with the ceiling, you can't see me.
Yeah,
and it's great to watch.
It was good. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, so let's move on a little bit. Unless we have any final points to talk about Seth Rollins, he just needs to be booked better. I think.
Yeah, he needs to win or lose clean.
Night of Champions. He needs to win or lose clean.
Yeah, I mean,
we were talking about this off camera, Austin.
Right.
Is there a possible third match for Seth Rollins?
I think realistically there is. If he loses, if he drops the title to Sting, Sheamus, who is the Money in the Bank winner right now, he's not going to cash in against Sting.
Yeah.
That match doesn't have enough carry, and it's not in disrespect to Sheamus. I mean, Sheamus is 40 years old. Sting is 56.
Yeah.
That is a match that's not going to carry long.
Yeah.
He's 56.
Yeah.
And
he's 56. Still can wrestle.
And Sheamus on the totem pole versus Legend Sting. It's kind of weird.
I think it makes sense to throw Sheamus into the mix for that night, because then it makes Rollins look even stronger. Whether or not, if he wins 1 out of the 3 matches, just him winning 1 towards the end of the night gives him this prestige of surviving and being stronger.
Right,
than what
but he has to win clean.
He has to win 1 of the matches clean.
Yeah.
He has to win it clean.
Yeah.
Because that way he'll leave the night with a title.
I don't know how else they could book a dirty finish. Kane is gone, Show is gone, J&J Security are gone. Taker's not going to come back.
I mean, granted, the WWE recently they've shown the ability to throw sidewinders, so it's very possible they have something come out of left wing, but...
John Cena comes out, he's like, I'm sorry.
Jimmy Kimmel takes over this time, just ruins it for everybody.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. But yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's move on to our next topic. In terms of booking, waging a war against John Cena. Mainly the 3 stars I want to talk about are Rusev, Bray Wyatt, and lately Kevin Owens. What happens usually is the opponent against Cena wins 1 match, but then loses the next 2, and he loses the war and goes into obscurity. Do we like that? That's always happening. Like, I mean, granted, Cena, the rub off facing Cena is good, but what happened with Rusev and Bray Wyatt, they kind of faded into obscurity, and Bray and Kevin Owens right now is kind of getting buried a little bit. So, do we want to see more people fight Cena, or he should finally lose against these people in terms of the war, not just winning 1 and then losing 2?
I have a point on this, but Tino, go ahead.
Well, let's go. All I was going to say is that with Cena losing, is that I don't want to say he's like too popular, but like the man is doing way too much, like in so many different areas. Where like if you have him lose a war, then it feels like it would just take away from what he's capable of doing, not just within the ring, but like outside of it.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of just what he does with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I mean, that's just all secondhand stuff.
Yeah.
But someone who does all that stuff lose something on that scale. I mean, if he does lose a war, it's gonna have to be someone like just above and beyond anything that we've seen, like superstar times 20. I don't even know what names could possibly.
Well, I mean, it was like the Lesnar-Cena matches where Lesnar just suplexed him like 50 times.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It was great to watch.
It was amazing.
It's so satisfying for some reason.
I wish we had gone to SummerSlam, because that was the final SummerSlam here.
Yeah, it was the final SummerSlam.
Yeah, we should have gone.
But with that, it's like you also need something absolutely definitive. Where, I mean, you could argue it's like, oh, dirty finish, this happened, that happened. I mean, like maybe if this didn't happen to Cena like the week before, no one's gonna argue that many suplexes. It's like no. I'm surprised he's even still alive. So. I mean, with that, just with Cena losing, I mean, yeah, it just have to be a way for him to kind of like keep his prestige, and then it have to be against someone who could still kind of just, I don't know, do something after that. Because Cena just seems like this insurmountable obstacle. Where do you go from Cena?
Yeah, Austin.
The point that I just came to in my mind, I think it might be WWE creative sort of waging a war against themselves. Because when you go against Cena, Cena is the top dog, obviously. He's the true face of the WWE, has been for years and years and years. You can't even argue it at this point. The problem that WWE has is the last couple guys that they've accelerated to the top have gotten a huge amount of heat for no reason. You think about Ryback when he first came up, Roman Reigns when they first came up. The second WWE tried to push them early, because that's what they were. They're both early in their careers as singles competitors. The WWE Universe didn't have any of it. So this may be a way for WWE Creative to put them in a position, while keeping them somewhat relevant, to see how the universe reacts to these small plot lines that they're involved with. And then if they survive that and they still remain relevant, almost similar to what happened with Ziggler. Even though Ziggler has been buried for years, the WWE Universe still loves him.
Yeah.
And at any point they could put the title on him and
no one would complain.
No one would complain.
I think like the biggest mark in his career was taking out the Authority at Survivor Series, but then after that, it was just, that's it.
No, I mean, once again, it's keeping him relevant, but he's not been given the title.
Right.
I think that's maybe what they're doing with them. I mean, putting Reigns in, a situation just from the push, to, to being middle, having him in a program with Dean Ambrose and the other guys, it works for him, keeps him relevant.
Yeah.
The Rusev-Ziggler thing, I don't really care for it that much. Neville's still putting on top shelf performances.
Oh yeah.
Not really accelerating or going anywhere.
No, not really accelerating.
I mean, he has this whole thing with what's his face?
Stardust.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Yes.
I mean, like it's great because like everyone sees Stardust and goes, "Oh, that man is crazy," which is fine because everyone loves seeing Neville do this thing.
I mean, not taking anything away from Stardust, but he's kind of like a jobber now. So having Adrian Neville go up against him, that's also job status.
Well, they're both in a change around period. Obviously, they had their big match at SummerSlam. We don't know where Neville's going right now. As the recent, last week SmackDown, Stardust forming the alliance with the Ascension. It'll be interesting to see where that goes. Obviously, a three-person faction along with the Wyatts, the New Day, and them. It's weird because that's three heel groups, so something's going to have to switch there. But it leaves, at least it's an opportunity for them to do something together. So that's going to kind of be a question mark to see where it goes. But yeah, that's as far as those dealing with the John Cena. Kevin Owens, obviously a great performer.
Yeah.
Great performer. In-ring psychology is top shelf, top notch. Who knows?
I mean, to your point, Tino, really quickly about like this, whoever gets over Cena has to be like just really that definitive. I would argue all three of those were really definitive characters, but I think Bray got buried because once he started like bringing in the children, that's kind of creepy now.
Yeah.
It was smart, but like essentially because it's a PG product, you
could have done it once or twice and then left it at that. Anything past that, it becomes too regular.
Yeah, and then Bray has just been irrelevant ever since. I mean, the resurrection of the Wyatt family is good for him. Yeah. But he was just on a rocky road for a long time. Rusev, I never really bought into the whole Russian storyline. It was just kind of like, okay, it's there.
Well, it's hard to, take him seriously when he's called the Bulgarian brute. That kind of immediately takes away from the Russian thing. So it was fun. That gimmick, that storyline was fun when Jack Swagger was the Super US.
And Swagger lost every match.
Swagger lost every
match. And he got like a big push and then just lost every. I was like, come on, guys.
Now, granted, that's probably because of Swagger's out-of-the-ring issues long-term. But, that was when that gimmick was fun. And Rusev, for his size, is incredibly talented. And they could be doing something with it. But restricting him to this semi-language barrier... Putin is number one. It's not going to get him anywhere. Because there's only so much you can do with it.
Right. And then Owens, I think I would have wanted him to see win the war because he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, he's cut his
He's
teeth
old
on the
school.
same ground as Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, all those guys.
Yeah.
It's the same
He got through
background.
the ringer and back
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
And when he talks smack, he actually backs it up. He's an old school heel.
Yeah.
He's not like a Seth Rollins heel. He's an old school heel.
He's very
a great heel. Like,
Yeah. Okay, so we're down to like the 5-minute mark. We're gonna wrap this up. So, in terms of we haven't really touched the mid card. Really, that's just because they're more or less irrelevant at this point. Let's just pick one wrestler that we want to accelerate to the top, to face up against John Cena's and whatnot, and then one wrestler that we want to see buried or repackaged. Austin, you first.
I'd love to see. I think we'd have to go with Kevin Owens. Just for me, Kevin Owens.
That was gonna be mine.
Oh, you can share. We can all agree on the same thing at this point. Kevin Owens, I think he needs to be at the top. He's just the way he performs. I can't wait to see a Rollins Owens match. It's going to be one of those dream matches that people would have loved to see on the indie scene. As far as someone who needs to kind of be repackaged, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to say Adam Rose.
Yes.
Adam Rose, he did the E60 bit and was fantastic on there. You could not root for a guy more.
Yeah.
He had his personality in NXT, Leo Kruger, which although might not have been the best sell, the fans loved it.
Yeah.
So he can sell a role, just the Austin Powers-ish thing. It's not working.
God, yeah.
It's not working. So I think
he's got a rivalry with the bunny. I'm like,
yeah,
come on.
even so, that was Justin Gabriel. He's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
So still, like both of them got screwed in that situation. But yeah, he's a guy I love to root for him. So I'd like to see something come of his career.
All right, Tina.
All right. So once again, gotta go with Kevin Owens.
Okay.
The man is too good. He's too good. He's great athletically, especially for his size and then some. He has amazing finishers. Like when you see it coming, like who's gonna argue a pump up power bomb? Like when you get hit by that, you're down, you're out.
Yeah.
Right. Especially like whenever he does it on the what's it called, on the edge of the ring.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
the
apron power bomb.
Oof.
When I saw that, I was like, how is he alive?
Yeah. It's like you're not paralyzed.
Yeah.
Well done. So Kevin Owens again, just give him something to do. Now I know he's been doing a lot, but I mean, like, I even have to say Dean Ambrose because I mean, like, yeah, like he's doing a lot, but this is something that we discussed briefly off camera. Is we just want to see him just go.
Yeah.
Just go. Like
You
for example,
take the blinders off and let him run free.
exactly.
much.
But then, like, we had a little bit of that when it was him versus Rollins in the cage match way back then. You remember that?
They had a whole series of matches, and he proved that he could wrestle at that level.
And it's still like a rivalry that's some people want to see. It's not like
Exactly.
I mean, they've had maybe 7 matches.
Yeah, 7, right? And it hasn't gotten old. It hasn't gotten old.
Exactly.
It's not like
still fresh,
Randy
like,
Orton, Sheamus,
Cena,
or Randy Orton versus Cena,
Yeah,
or Cena versus anyone.
That's true. That's true. Oh my god. Yeah.
Long story short, with Dean Ambrose, I just want to see him just go. Like, just full speed straight on the head. Just see him just fill out the whole like fringe, psychopath, everything.
Okay. For me, really quickly, yes, Kevin Owens, but I would like to see Stardust kind of get pushed because with the death of Dusty Rhodes, he had so much like momentum from there, and then
It could be because right now what they have addressed him in the broadcast team is that they're talking as Cody Rhodes being Stardust.
Exactly. Yes.
And so it's very possible that after the Dusty Rhodes tag team match in NXT, that's a tournament they're doing. They're going to switch it back to this being a coping mechanism for Cody Rhodes, which would be a very deep angle to go for. But it could. It may still happen. We don't.
Okay. And then for me, repackage Barrett. They need to do something with him because he's irrelevant. Yeah. All right, guys. So we will see you for the next episode. Thank you, Tino and Austin.
Thanks for having
me.
See you.
Take care.
Cheers.